Hello, family and friends. I'm LaKeisha D. Howard, and I am running as an independent candidate for the Texas House District 124. I am a servant leader in our community who believes in the voices being heard. I am a retired Air Force veteran, as well as a retiree from the Department of Veteran Affairs. For me, this is not about politics and party. This is about our community voice being heard. We can only do that as one. And that's why I have elected to run as an independent versus being tied to a particular party. I am tied to our community, each and every one of you. I want to show transparency and accountability. I want our voices to be heard at our state capitol. I want us to show love and action because that's what brings community together. So vote for me in November 2026 as your independent state representative for District 124. I'm LaKeisha Howard. I love each and every one of you, and I cannot wait to hear your voice.
So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're viewing from. I'm Laura Thompson with TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with the global reach. And you're tuned into the coffee break. And guess who I'm sitting next to this morning? I interviewed her maybe a month ago, but I know she's got some new developments that she wants to share. And so I am looking forward to speaking with her today. So how you doing?
I am
LaKeisha.
absolutely wonderful. It is beautiful outside. It's a nice, brisk temperature that I love.
Right, I know it's a nice autumn weather. It's a little bit deceiving because you don't think it's chilly outside with the beautiful sunshine, but it is, and we love it. We love it. So before we get started, I always ask you, who you are, what you do, why you do it, just to reintroduce yourself to our viewing audience.
Awesome, thank you. So I'm LaKeisha D. Howard, also known as LD Howard, and I am running for the Texas State Representative, District 124. I am a retired Air Force veteran. I'm also a retired servant leader at the VA Department of Veteran Affairs, where I had the pleasure of working for many years. I'm a mother of 7 children, a nana of 9 children.
Wow, they've been busy.
A wife of nearly 30 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
A lover of people, a local entrepreneur, as well as a nonprofit owner. I have my master's in clinical mental health, and I also have a bachelor's in business management and marketing.
Wow.
Oh, and I'm from Detroit. Can't leave out that.
I know. I am super proud of the work that she has done, and the work that she's doing, and the work that she's getting ready to do. So what do you have going on? I know the last time we talked about your campaign and some of the things that you're working on, your qualifications, and that you're running as an independent. But you've had a few things since then. I know you had a big retirement party.
Yes.
Where did you retire from?
So this go round, I retired from the Department of Veteran Affairs over at Audie Murphy,
Okay.
where I finished up my tenure as the patient advocacy supervisor, which was an awesome opportunity to advocate on behalf of our veterans. So we had a big old retirement celebration, almost 200 people, roughly
Wow.
150. Yeah, 150 people came out and showed love, people that I hadn't seen for years. It was just so
Wow.
awesome. My heart was so full to be able to celebrate that milestone with so many people, to include my dad, my brother,
Wow.
my sisters, my kids, and a host of friends that I have called family for the last several years. So it was a really, really great time.
And I
But
wasn't
you
able
know
to
what?
make it.
We did mention your name We did. I said, I don't know if she's in the room.
Wow.
I said, but I tried to thank as many people as I could. I said, but I don't know if she's in the room. But if Laura is here or if she's not, we thank her.
Well, I congratulate her anyway. Anybody that, retired and has served as diligently as LaKeisha Howard, I congratulate you and commend you for all of the work that you've done. But so you got an event coming up,
Yes.
maybe in a couple of weeks.
So we have our very first event actually coming up on December the 13th, and it is called Tea and Breakfast with Team LD Howard. But what is beautiful about this event is Papa and Nana Claus will be there also.
Wow.
Which I'm very excited about because I love this time of season where you get to see the laughter on the faces of little people running around. Well, I'm going to say on the faces of everyone because adults get to have fun too. So we'll be celebrating Papa and Nana Claus being present in the space with us, as well as arts and crafts for the kids and adults to participate in, to do ornaments for Christmas trees at home. They'll be able to take pictures with Papa and Nana Claus. We're going to have some great resources available, community resources available, because one thing about me is whenever I host an event, I want to make sure that we make some form of impact for sustainability for the individuals that's going to be at that event. So we'll have some resources for the individuals to take home with them, as well as tea and breakfast, because I love tea. I like coffee, but I love tea.
Wow. But what I like about this event is, it's a wholesome event. It's a family event. You're bringing in, all ages, all different people from all parts of District 124. And it's, you're bringing tradition, family tradition, and bringing people together, plus providing them with resources. So, that's a big deal. And it's, it's well thought out. She's got things planned out, and she just rolls them out, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
Yes, and you know what else that is very impactful to me is as we're holding our different tea and breakfast events, we're utilizing the services of our district. We're going to the mom and pop establishments, utilizing their services because it's important. Our district thrives on each other, not by itself, but each other. So that's one of the main reasons why we decided to start on this second Saturday. And then every second Saturday of the month, we will have a tea and breakfast event somewhere within the district to be able to make an impact on each part of our district. Because it's almost a 10-mile radius for our district.
Wow.
So it's very important that we're able to make that impact.
So, so I know you're having the Christmas party, and that's the launch of your campaign. Is that your campaign launch? Or?
No, it's actually not the campaign launch. We launched the campaign back in October.
Okay.
So we did a soft launch where we just had a few people come out, and we launched then. So this is just the start of our campaign events.
Okay.
So every second Saturday of the month up until November, actually October, we'll be doing something on those second Saturdays.
Wow.
We'll pop up at different parts of the district. Sometimes there may be one event going on. Sometimes there may be two events going on that day. Because what's beautiful about our campaign team is I don't have to be at every single event because each member of our team represents me. They have captured my heart. they have captured my vision, and now they're listening to the voices of the district to be able to capture our district voices.
Wow. You know, you're running a full blown campaign,
Yes.
and it's well planned out, well thought out, and that's the kind of representation that any district needs is, you know, someone that has the foresight, is grassroots, and sees the importance and the significance of reaching out to their constituents. And so, you know, I'm super excited about, you know, what you're doing, you know, and what you're going to do. So,
I appreciate that. You know, I was talking to my husband the other night because I went to a particular event last week. And, you know, I went to one of my neighborhood associations, one of the neighborhood associations in the district, Thompson Neighborhood Association.
okay.
And I had the opportunity to meet with some of the members of that particular neighborhood association. And I was telling my husband, one of the things that I told the neighborhood is that there's this big thing about me that everyone's questioning right now. I'll be honest with you. And that thing is that I'm blind and that I'm deaf. And what I told the neighborhood association is what God placed on my heart to tell them, because He's the forerunner for everything that I do. I go to Him first before I do anything. What I told them, and what is important that I tell you, those who are listening to TAAN TV and its network and its entire platform, is that I may be blind, but I see my constituents to be. I see my neighbors. I see my team, because God has put in position ways for me to see. The other thing is I wear a cochlear implant. I hear your voice because of this cochlear implant, because God made provision. He will make provision for me to be the one that listens to the voice of our community. This is a movement that we're doing here with this campaign. This isn't just LaKeisha. It's our entire team. It's our entire district. It's our family. It's our children, our grandchildren, our parents. This is an independent movement because the voices have to be heard. Our voices aren't heard enough. I'm a strong advocate for voices, very strong advocate, but our voices are not heard enough to me. And the voices that I've listened to over the last month have not been heard as they should. So even though I'm blind and I'm deaf legally, I have the means and the capabilities to listen to each and every person that's in front of me, on the phone, on the computer. It doesn't matter. I want to hear their voices, and I will do everything that I need to do and put into position everything that I need to put into position to hear the voices of our community.
Wow.
This again is a movement.
It is. And, you know, even so, I mean, disabilities, and I don't really call them disabilities, but it doesn't prohibit you from really doing anything. You know, we have a governor that is in a wheelchair, but he still does his job. And so,
Yes.
you know, anybody can run, you know, that has the desire to run, and the capability to run. And I just want to say that, you know, you always talk about your team and include your team, and your team goes out to help you to spread the word, you know, throughout the district, because you can't be in all places at, you know, all the time. And so you're running your campaign very high level and very high profile, you know, and I commend you for that.
Yes, ma'am. Because again, like you said, can't be everywhere. But we do know is that teamwork works. You know, once a person has the vision and the heart, our motto is love in action for sustainability. You can't love and be in action by yourself. You know, you cannot. It's just not it's not possible. So, you know, we have a strong team, but we still need more individuals to add to our team because we're going to be making phone calls. We're going to be, you know, going out to our different communities, introducing ourselves. We want again this movement, this independent movement, this high profile movement, as Laura has said, we want our entire state to know about District 124 and what we're doing in District 124 because
Wow.
it's important. That's how our voices are going to be heard. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm all for Texas as a whole, but right now, my focus is on District 124 and making sure our voices are heard throughout Texas.
Wow.
That
So,
that that means a lot to me as an individual who's been a resident in District 124 for over 20 years.
wow, that's phenomenal. So you're doing just phenomenal, phenomenal work. Um, and you know, when I see you, you know, I don't see blindness. I don't see deafness. I see a person, you know, that has the desire, the motivation, and the means, you know, to represent people well. Because I've seen you represent people, and so this is just another level of representation.
Yes, ma'am. You know, disabilities, if we can piggyback on disabilities, you know, regardless if we have a disability or not, okay? Because everyone has something going on,
Everybody
right?
has a disability, yes.
What we can focus on is the adjustment from the disability, the adjustment, finding the tools and the resources to make the necessary adjustments. And we don't fall into the woe is me, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. When I was at the Thompson Neighborhood Association, one of the board members came up to me and they said, I want to introduce you to my granddaughter. And I said, sure, great. And, you know, I didn't think anything of it was other than having the opportunity to meet his granddaughter. And then he says, she has a cochlear too.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
And unfortunately, her cochlear had died, so she really couldn't communicate. However, because her and I understand the language of deafness, we were able to communicate with each other.
Wow.
It was so remarkable.
Wow.
We had such a good time. And then what I noticed after that, what dawned on me is how many other children who are out there with cochlear implants who can't communicate with their family to get them to understand their language, their alternative language, because we hear different, right? Like, for example, right now, your voice is digitized to me. Even though I hear you, it's a digitized sound. And then if there's feedback, I hear that sound as well through my cochlear. So for a child to articulate that and try to get a parent to understand what they're hearing can be very difficult. So having someone there with them who understands their language because they're living it out makes a big difference because you can educate the family as a whole. And in that moment, I had that opportunity. We broke bread by having conversation over a cochlear implant. And me and the young lady, I said, you're my twin. She was like, I'm your twin. You're my twin. You know, it was a great opportunity to make an impact on that particular young lady who now knows someone that's an adult who's pushing through life
Mm-hmm.
with no limitations, just adjustments.
Wow. And
You
so
know?
you're an inspiration to a lot of people, not just children, but people, period, that may have that same disability. And a lot of people, back in the day, a lot of kids were just held back and shunned and pushed to the side, and they weren't able to be all that they could be because, they were told that they had this disability that would prohibit them from being successful.
Hmm.
When the truth is that we and I'm not a teacher or anything, but we haven't been successful in really finding a way to communicate with the disabled.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
so that's something, that a barrier that should you get in office, that's a barrier that you could break, and a stigma that you could break.
Exactly. Just like with mental health, we're seeing more and more individuals seek out mental health now than years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I know at least when I was growing up, there was a huge stigma. What goes on in this house stays in this house. It don't matter how you feel emotionally, physically, or anything else.
Right.
And now we're seeing more individuals seeking out mental health therapy, wellness checks, physical checks. So we're seeing more individuals. However, there's still a lack of individuals who need to have someone on their side that understands what they're going through when we talk about mental health, or someone who can find resources for them. So it's the same when I look at different things for holistically for an individual. I'm looking at not just disabilities like mine, but all disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, removing limitations, removing stigmas is important, because if we can look at what is the root cause of most stigmas or most disabilities, we can find something to change the trajectory of that individual who may feel that they have limitations. So that is very important to me. That's one of the items on our platform, for our constituents. When we talk about disabilities of any sort, we want to be able to have resources available to take away stigmas or to take away embarrassment. I ran into a person a couple of weeks ago, and they were going through some things, and they were embarrassed about those things. And the first thing I said was, I'm not here to judge you. Our paths cross because you needed a resource, and I have that resource for you. So we want to make sure within District 124 that any individual who is in need, we can find a resource for them. If we don't know of a particular resource for that particular situation, we will find it. That is a guarantee. That is a fact. I won't sleep. That's just how I am. If I can't find a resource to help someone, that's how I'm designed. You know, when I was younger, I I didn't understand a lot of things that I went through.
Right.
As I aged, I was like, oh Lord, why am I going through this? Why am I going through this situation and that situation? You know why? Because God positioned me in a position whereas I'm able to talk to any person and assist them in any situation. Only God can do that. If someone has experience versus somebody who doesn't have experience, who would a person rather talk with? Someone that has been through that particular thing, because they see the outcome of it.
Right.
So I'm just
So this is-
excited. I know I'm all over the place probably,
Right,
but when
but-
you're passionate about
Right.
something, such as this especially,
Right. Well, we're super proud of you, and you know what you're doing again, and what you're gonna do. And so, can you give us tell us a little bit about your platform quickly
yes,
before we go off the air?
yes. So with Team LD Howard, our platform is trust and transparency. We want you to know that you can trust us. We're going to be there for our constituents as well as our residents of Texas as much as possible. But first and foremost, District 124, our youth and empowerment. We want youth to know that they can achieve whatever their dreams are. And we want to have resources available for them to achieve those dreams. We want our community leaders, our business owners, to be able to be mentors to our youth. We want to cut down the high school dropout rate to prison rate. So safety is a part of our platform. Of course, our veterans and our seniors, I'm passionate about both, being a veteran, Air Force veteran, but also knowing the wisdom that our seniors bring to our community.
Wow.
Law enforcement and safety, we definitely want to partner with our law enforcement agencies. And then we also want to focus on our economic growth and development, our small businesses.
Keep following. You'll see a lot of LD Howard on TAAN TV. You've been tuned into the Coffee Break on TAAN TV, the African American Network, where we have a local feel with a global reach. And keep up the good work, LaKeisha. We appreciate you.
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas.
Most people aren't concerned about hair loss until it affects them or someone they know. But we care.
Hi, I'm Kayla Martell. If you're a woman with hair loss or thinning hair, like me, please listen carefully if hair loss is a common problem for many women who don't know where to turn for viable solutions. Until now. To learn more about the newest professional solutions for your hair loss, it will change your life.
Contact the professionals of Trinity Lace Wigs, changing lives one head at a time.
Hello, family and friends. I'm LaKeisha D. Howard, and I am running as an independent candidate for the Texas House District 124. I am a servant leader in our community who believes in the voices being heard. I am a retired Air Force veteran, as well as a retiree from the Department of Veteran Affairs. For me, this is not about politics and party. This is about our community voice being heard. We can only do that as one. And that's why I have elected to run as an independent versus being tied to a particular party. I am tied to our community, each and every one of you. I want to show transparency and accountability. I want our voices to be heard at our state capitol. I want us to show love and action because that's what brings community together. So vote for me in November 2026 as your independent state representative for District 124. I'm LaKeisha Howard. I love each and every one of you, and I cannot wait to hear your voice.